And now, please welcome our next speaker, Mr. Ryan Higa.
Now, before I get started, I just wanted to say that I'm going to do my best to keep this clean and appropriate for all of you while still being honest. Good evening, class of 2000 and... Actually, it's still afternoon. It's just really cloudy right now, so it looks kind of dark.
Shut the f*** up!
Sorry, let me just... Good afternoon, class of 2008 me's. Now, I know because I was all of you 10 years ago that you don't like long speeches because of the whole ADHD thing, so I will keep this short and straight to the point.
You got the new iPhone?
Yep, the 4, not even out yet. What? Hey, come on. Bunch of freaking idiots, I swear. Hey, you really think we're gonna get that fat? I hope not. Look, I'm just gonna get straight to the point and start this off by asking the simplest question you can ask a person. What is the meaning of life? So many people, young and old, have a tough time answering that question. But wouldn't you think that should be the first thing that we figure out? The purpose of our lives, the reason why we're doing everything that we're doing? There's no right or wrong. Everyone can have their own answer, but to me, the meaning of life is happiness. I really believe that everything that we do throughout our lives is because we think it'll either make us happier or less unhappy than if we didn't do it. Even things that we don't want to do, like studying for a test all night. You're not going to gain happiness from studying. Nobody likes to study unless you're some kind of freak. You do it because you think it will eventually lead you to happiness, just like everything else that we do. Studying will help you pass a test, and you'll be a lot happier if you pass a test than if you fail. Passing a test will lead to better grades. Better grades leads to better colleges. Better colleges increases your chances of securing a better job. And, oh, sorry, my phone locked real quick. Just 696969. Better colleges increases your chance at securing a better job that makes more money, so you get a nicer car or a nicer house or eat at fancier restaurants, whatever it is you want to do later in life. Everyone does what they do because they think it's going to make their overall lives better than if they didn't do it. And the reason why I bring this up and why I think it's so important to understand the meaning of life is because life is going to become more and more hectic when you go off on your own. There's going to be so many more things that you have to think about that you never had to think about as a kid. And there's going to be times that you get so overwhelmed by everything that you might even get to the point where you want to kill yourselves. I know I have. Because life is like a box of chocolates. It can be sweet, it can be bitter, it can get a little nutty, and you no longer have your parents around anymore to eat those disgusting raspberry ones for you. You gotta deal with those on your own now. Well, and also life is like a box of chocolates because the more you get into it, the fatter you get as well. So, that's why. These low points in your life are going to happen to you if you want to grow as a person. Maybe not to the point of considering suicide, but just know that if it does get to that point, that it's not happening for no reason. And there can still be a benefit from it. Because if you survive and figure your way out of that situation and that mindset, you'll have the mental strength to be able to deal with anything in the future. And you can't acquire that kind of strength without going through extreme adversity. It's like a Saiyan in Dragon Ball. The more you beat up a Saiyan without killing him, the stronger he gets when he recovers. Yep. I understand that. This is the first point I've understood so far. I watched a bunch of those inspirational speeches because I had no idea what possible advice I could have for a bunch of graduates, and I wanted to get an idea what those other speakers were talking about. And a common theme that kept coming up were that they were all giving advice on how to strive for greatness, or how to reach your goals, or how to become successful, like they are. And it's inspiring because they're telling you how they were just like you when they were younger, and they weren't anybody special, and they failed over and over and over before they found any success. I agree with that message. Like I mentioned earlier, you are going to have low points. Failure is a part of life. Whether it's a job interview or becoming a parent or starting a family, whatever it is, you're going to fail. I completely agree with that. A lot of these speeches were very inspiring and they are helpful to help you reach what our society defines as success. But before we figure out how to reach success in life, shouldn't we at least try to figure out what success in life is? We spend so much time thinking about all these goals and dreams that we've had since we were little kids and how we're going to reach them that we sometimes get so distracted that we forget why we're trying to strive for them in the first place. You can set and go after all the goals you want in life, but it all leads back to the same thing, the meaning of life, happiness. That should be your primary #1 goal, and everything else should come after. And I know that sounds super obvious and cliche and easier said than done at times, but I personally think it's very important to have that in the back of your mind and keep reminding yourself. That way when you start to stray from it, you'll recognize it. You'd be surprised how many people, including myself, focus so much on how to reach our individual goals or what our society defines as success that we don't even realize that we're not even happy anymore. And most of the time, that unhappiness is caused by ourselves. It's fixable, but we don't even recognize it. We get so caught up chasing after these goals and stress ourselves out so much to the point that we're miserable, but yet we just suck it up and we just keep going because we think that once we finally reach these goals, that all this stress and unhappiness is gonna go away and we're just gonna live a happy, jolly, gay life. Well, I can tell you from personal experience, that's not how it works. If you're not happy with your life on the journey to your end goal, you're most likely not gonna be happy even after you reach it. It's like playing a video game. You don't play a video game that you hate just because you think it's gonna be fun once you finally beat it. It's almost the exact opposite of that. The best part of the game is the journey. The moment you beat it, the fun is over. But it's exactly that. It's a moment of happiness, and that feeling will fade as soon as the end credits come rolling by. Then you're bored and it's time for a new game. My point is, don't let society's definition of success dictate your goals and dreams. And contrary to most inspirational speeches, I personally think that it doesn't matter if you never reach any one of your goals or accomplish any one of your dreams, if you're enjoying the journey. Don't waste your time playing a game that makes you miserable just because you saw the glorified trailers or because you heard all the hype around it. If you're not having fun playing it, it's not gonna get any more fun just because you beat it. There's a lot of other games out there and the night is still young. You guys have the time. Find the game that's meant for you and have fun playing it. That's the whole purpose of playing the game. That's the whole purpose of this journey. That's the whole purpose of life. With that being said, once again, congratulations, class of 2008 Mies. I hope you guys have a wonderful journey and a happy afternoon. Thank you. I just have to say, that speech was really long, so it's not afternoon now, it's actually evening. You know, f*** you, you f***ing disrespectful piece of shit. I hope you never find your game,